While I was streaming yesterday, a friend asked me what warbond should he buy. And it kind of got me thinking, we're going to be having an influx of new players, especially ones from Xbox coming over to Helldivers too. There's going to be players wondering what they should be spending their medals on, and they're going to have an absolute array of warbonds to choose from, not like a lot of us in the beginning when the game released. And after a few minutes of discussion and recommendations from myself to my friend, I came to the conclusion that the Democratic Detonation Worbond should absolutely be the first thing that new players from Xbox and new players in general should really focus on, because there's a few tools and weapons in here that are practically meta across the board, in the sense that people are using them against every enemy in every mission, it seems. So I figured I would talk about it and give you my insights as to why I think the Democratic Detonation Worbond is absolutely the one to go for if you're a new diver. Okay, first let's talk about the throwable, the Thermite, which really should be in your back pocket most of the time, depending on the occasion. This thing is anti-tank, it's sticky, and it's an absolute pain in the ass to heavies. Usually you only need one of these to take out the likes of Hulks and Chargers, but when it comes to Factory Striders and Bile Titans, you can sometimes get away with 3 or 4 in the correct places to bring them down. The Thermite can deal with them, which is impressive in itself, but it does take a fair amount to do so. What's also very handy about these is they can be used to take out automaton factories. You can use them to take out bug holes, UFOs on the Illuminate side, even their walking monstrosities that they have. It's a very useful tool that is available to you very early game. It will help you complete missions. It's very powerful. It will get you out of a sticky situation. G123 Thermite, make sure you spend your medals on it. Now, moving on to the next item. Other than the siege-ready armor passive, the engineering kit is the only other armor passive that is seen to be used throughout the Illuminates, the Terminids, and the automatons. You can find these details out on the website helldive.live. It's kind of like an aggregator of equipment and stratagems and just items used throughout the game. So this armor, the CE27 Groundbreaker, it comes with the engineering kit passive, which further reduces your recoil when crouching or in a prone position by 30%. It also increases your initial inventory and holding capacity of throwables by +2. And as I mentioned earlier, the engineering kit is one of the most widely used armor passives throughout the entire game, primarily because of the extra inventory you get when it comes to throwables. Now, pairing that with the Thermite, it's a no-brainer. Make sure you go and spend your medals on the Groundbreaker armor. You'll be using it a lot. Now, next on the list is the assault rifle, the BR-14 Adjudicator. Now, it's medium armor penetrating, has damage of 95, it's got a capacity of 30, it has a fire rate of 550, but a recoil of 18. That's the problem with this thing. For what it's worth, it's not a bad medium pen assault rifle. At one point, it was actually the go-to against the bots. However, over time, it's kind of fallen out of favor. According to helldive.live, it's 10th in the picking order across the board. At least guns like the Liberator Penetrator, which you can get on the Helldivers Mobilize Warbond and around page 6. That is a little bit of a grind early on in the game to get to, but that's not to take away the fact that this does do a good job when you use it, albeit that you could kind of want to treat it a little bit like an SMG. The recoil is awful, but after a while through leveling the weapon up, there are customization options as to where you can actually really bring the recoil down. So much so that at level 21, you get the compensator on there for a few other things, and just look at there is no recoil. Now, despite how much better that you can make the Adjudicator from customization after leveling up, you should really be saving your medals for the Erupter. Bolt-action rifle that fires jet-assisted shells that explode shrapnel in all directions upon impact. And of course, it's not recommended for close quarters use. I've also made a loadout which I build around using the Erupter. If anybody's interested, it's in the description down below. Over on helldive.live, it's the second weapon used against the Terminids, it's the second weapon used against the automatons, and it's the first weapon used against the Illuminate. I choose to use the Erupter when I'm running a loadout that relies on speed and disengaging combat. It's very good at wiping out mobs from a distance due to the shrapnel that it releases when the shells hit whichever enemy you have chosen, and the explosive shells come in handy for other reasons. You can close bug holes, you can close automaton factories, you can destroy Illuminate UFOs, you can even take out the harvesters. For a long time, in fact, I disregarded this gun. When I first started playing this game, I was all about just assault rifles, whack the stalwart up to like maximum RPMs, anything that just fired a constant stream of bullets was my go-to. Then I just one day decided to just see what all the fuss was about. And I've never turned back. It's the best gun in the game, hands down, best across the board. And I know people have their tastes, they have their play styles, they have just what they prefer. But you're wrong. Best gun in the game. Spend your medals on it. And now to round this Warbond off, we go down to page 3 and we find ourselves with a GP31 grenade pistol along with the CB9 exploding crossbow. We'll start with the grenade pistol. It has damage of 650, capacity of 1, recoil of 31, which isn't too much to worry about because once you get used to the drop of the grenade after firing, you'll soon master and the recoil won't be anything to worry about. And a fire rate of 900. It's medium armor penetrating, one-handed, and produces explosive damage. Now, I really don't need to explain to you how a grenade pistol works, nor do I need to explain to you exactly how the exploding crossbow works. They're very similar in themselves. They can be used to close holes, to shut down automaton factories, any which way that you would also use a grenade, and also the Erupter. You know, they're both convenient tools, and all you've got to do is go and look over at helldive.live to see what bug divers prefer as a secondary weapon. And as you can see, top of the pot, grenade pistol. When it comes to the automatons, it drops down to 5th place, whereas against the Illuminate, it sits in 3rd place. And as you can see with its stats, it's 3rd in secondary overall, and it's picked 33.1% of games, which is quite impressive. And as you can see over here, just above my camera, Servants of Freedom is where it really took off and started getting used again. So yeah, that's why I believe the Democratic Detonation Worbond is the one that new divers, as well as Xbox divers, should really be focusing on spending their medals on as early as possible. You've got some great tools in the grenade pistol and the crossbow itself. Thermite also being absolutely a useful tool. You've got a fantastic armor in the Groundbreaker with the armor passive of the engineering kit that is used pretty much most of the time across the board when it comes to the game. And you've also got the Erupter that is just a Swiss Army knife of a gun that every diver should have in his arsenal. And if I had to boil this Warbond down to just one sentence, I think it would be, you get your bang for your buck. If you've enjoyed this video, though, and you want to see more of these, leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know the ins and outs, the ups and downs, what you thought was good, what you thought wasn't. Maybe where I can just polish some things up. You know, I'm kind of new to this kind of content, so I'm always looking for an encouraging comments and, you know, just a kick in the right direction. Because I love this game. I love sharing what I feel like I know about it or what I feel would be, I don't know, important to new players, somebody out there. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed your time here. And if you have, thank you. Maybe subscribe if you enjoyed it that much. But other than that, there should be a couple of videos here maybe that you can check out. But this has taken me a very long time to get through because work is busy, life is busy, and my head is busy. Thanks for watching, though. See you all soon. I hope it helped.